Hi, this is Brian Chu in Warsaw, Poland. It's December the 1st, 2016, 21:41 hours here at the hotel. I want to talk about this technology some more. I'm going to be killed soon. They're targeting my heart, causing it to vibrate rapidly in my sleep. Can't do anything but lead to congestive heart failure and other diseases. And so it's just a matter of time now before they kill me. They told me I was a dead man repeatedly, so they meant it. I want to talk about this technology because this is, people don't understand direct behavioral control. Direct behavioral control is when you become dependent upon their system. When you begin to believe that the memory and thoughts that you're receiving, the remote neural attacks, impulse injections, etc., are your own. So you become dependent upon the system's output. I mean, you're not able to discern, you're not able to read active memory, you're not able to discern their artificial impulse injections and remote neural attacks from your own normal, natural memory and thought process. So this is them injecting subconscious responses. These are mental suggestions, okay? This is a supercomputer. This is not, somebody behind a screen somewhere. Yes, CIA and DI hive mind teams are involved. Their European counterparts, the Russians, Chinese, are all involved in this because neuroscience has been weaponized. It is now a weapons system. Neuroscience is no longer just a field of medicine. It has crossed the threshold of medical science. It is now a chief weapons platform used by the big main intelligence agencies of the world. I'm talking about the Americans, the Europeans, the Russians, Chinese, etc. They're all involved in this to some extent, although no one's quite as far ahead as the Americans. So they want you to become dependent upon the system's output, this RNM monitoring manipulation system. And once you become dependent upon the output, or they believe your responses to it are consistent, that's when they begin because this information and injection feedback loop, this stream of electromagnetic low frequency waves contains data, okay, about your composition habits, your previous memories, etc. And they inject those back into your subconscious at regular intervals in order to pitch you into some type of action or axis sequence. These are fabricated responses. They're fabricating. That's when I say it's a fabricated and falsified stream of energy. They're fabricating mental suggestions constantly to make you become dependent upon the system, so that you believe the responses that they're injecting, the memories, the impulse injections, etc., the motivational impulses, paranoia, fear, anxiety, rage, lust, hate, positive recognition, love, etc., or at least the emotional equivalent of it. They're not able to map out that vector. Okay, but the point is, that's when they begin to fabricate these subconscious responses injected back into your memory and thought process at regular intervals each day. Okay, that's how the technology is designed to work. They want you to become, especially if you're not aware you're being targeted. People don't understand. Most of the people targeted with this technology have no idea they're being targeted. So they begin to shape your thoughts and behavior. How? By the manipulation of your daily motives and emotional perceptions. This RNM supercomputer that's targeting you, it is programmed to lock on to your emotional state. It locks on to whatever it deems causes the most pain and suffering. Okay? That's how trauma-based mind control works. It's not behavior modification, it's behavior modification to death. If you're a trauma-based mind control victim, it's behavior modification to death. And people don't want to hear that. They want to hear, this is going to end, and this, I'm going to get hundreds of millions of dollars, and the government's going to pay me for all this that they put me through, and people that did this to me are going to be held accountable, and there's going to be justice. Let me tell you something. This has been going on for almost 5 decades. 40 years ago, the Church Commission hearings where the Senate caught the CIA red-handed doing this very thing. In the MK-Ultra proceedings, the United States Congress held Senate hearings and demanded the CIA stop doing this, and of course they promised that they would, which we now know is a lie, or we wouldn't be here. But my point is, was anyone ever held accountable? Was one person ever brought to justice? No. Was one person ever compensated? Thousands of people involved here, tens of thousands of victims. Was one person ever compensated for what happened to them? Everybody believed them. They wouldn't have been invited to the Senate hearings to give their testimony if they weren't believable, if they weren't credible. Were they ever compensated? No. So under the present scenario, this is not going to end. You know, it would take a revolution. It would take, it would take, guns, and, it would take people willing to die to stop this. And, the sheepish masses, most of them have no idea that this technology even exists. So there's no real legislation to deal with it. So people need to understand that this is not going to end. It's just going to get worse. The only person that can help you is God, Jesus Christ. This technology works very well on Muslims. It works extremely well on the New Age and Far Eastern religions that are karma-based. Okay? Very well, very effective on them. Extremely effective on the Muslims. And even militant Christianity, militant Christians, it works very well on them. But those who have a Bible-based, faith-based relationship with Jesus Christ, this technology is defeated by the doctrines of the Christian faith applied in their life. You don't agree with me. Well, you don't know anything. Okay? You didn't work for them. You don't know anything. Okay? You know what you're told. You know what they tell you. You know what they allow you to know. That's what you know. And if you ever know more than that, you'll be placed on a list and you'll be dealt with. You'll either be discredited or you'll be removed from the face of the earth. Let me blow your mind here, okay? I'm going to blow your mind. There are people walking the face of the earth right now who were never born. Human beings, without mother or father, never conceived. They're not human. They're cybernetic beings, cybernetic human beings, but they're not human. Flesh and blood, just like you and me. But they were never born, never conceived, created in a laboratory through synthetic genomes. This has been going on for over 25 years. They're not coming, they're here now. They're walking around among you. They're laughing, working, playing, sleeping, crying, worshiping, right next to you every day. These are cybernetic human beings that are not human at all. This technology is for them. A new super race, a new species of individual. Not human, hybrids, okay? As it was in the days of Noah, if you believe the Bible, they're back. They're just not Nephilim, they're hybrids. These cybernetic beings that look just like you and me, except they were created by synthetic genomes in a laboratory, okay? They're going to begin to, it's already started. They're interbreeding with real humans. And once that happens, humanity is destroyed. No longer human, but transhuman. These cybernetic individuals are not here, a few here and there. They're all over the place. This has been going on for 25 years. Okay? And this technology is for them, so that they can use the technology to be able to manipulate time, energy, and matter with their brainwaves. That's what the training, research, and development is for. Now, there's other reasons for it. Okay, this is a weapon system, etc. Conscious computing, etc. I'm not talking about all that. I'm talking about, telling you what you don't know, what you think you know. You know nothing. You know what they allow you to know. And if you ever know more than that, you'll be placed on a list and watched. These cybernetic human beings that are all over the place in America and Europe, okay, that already exist, okay, they're a new species of superhuman beings that this technology is for. We're just the guinea pigs. In order to be able to manipulate time, energy, and matter with their brainwaves, in order to engage in interdimensional communication, such as synthetic telepathy, remote viewing, etc. Okay? In order to be able to obtain knowledge by mere contemplation. That's what this technology is for. I just told you 3 things. To obtain knowledge by mere contemplation, to manipulate time, energy, and matter with your brainwaves. Space, but they're not there yet. Time, energy, and matter. Okay? And for the purposes of interdimensional communication. Synthetic telepathy, etc. These people are walking around right now among you. They're cybernetic human beings that are not human at all, never born. And the moment they begin to interbreed with real human beings, humanity is destroyed. If you understand the Bible and you believe the Word of God, then you know, as Jesus said in the days of Noah, as well as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be at the coming of the Son of Man. Listen, in the days of Noah, they had these hybrid beings. If you believe, in the Word of God, check out chapter 6 of Genesis. Okay, they're back. They're just not Nephilim. They're just not the offspring of an angelic and human conception. These are cybernetic human beings that are very real, a new species of being, not human at all. That's what this technology is for. And they're walking around among you right now. The moment the offspring is conceived in the mother's womb, it is eternally damned, according to Isaiah chapter 26. If you read it in the Hebrew, you know what it means. Not in the English, you have to read it in the Hebrew, in the Masoretic text. You know what it means. Humanity is not just physically changed forever. It is spiritually destroyed. So I want people to understand that this is destroying humanity. It's not just, it's achieved by a combination of directed energy flashing, okay, photons. The nanotechnology interacts with photons. Okay, it's called directed energy flashing. A nanometer is 1/1,000,000th of a millimeter. And these the nanotechnology, the nanoparticulates that are in your body, your brain, adhering to the neurotransmitters in your brain, are roughly about 50 nanometers in size. So you could go to the hospital and say, check to see if I have this. They wouldn't be able to tell you. Only a toxicologist would be able to. If you were to go to a toxicologist, a reputable toxicologist, okay, and you were to ask for a nanopatch, say, I want you to run a toxicology test on me and I want you to do a nanopatch, then that reputable toxicologist will be able to show you the nanotechnology in your blood, in your body. Okay? They've been spraying this technology, these nanoparticulates, into the atmosphere, into the hydrosphere for the last 25 years. Spraying it along storm patterns. And the nanoparticulates then filter down into the water supply and the food chain. And it is now infected 318 million Americans. Every man, woman, and child in America. Every tourist that's ever visited America. The technology is in your body. Of course, this is a group of 20 industrialized nations involved in turning the world into a neurosociety where your people can interact, with other people and with computers by way of their brainwaves. So this is much bigger than just the United States. The Europeans are involved, the Asians, etc., the Russians. But that's what's happening. People need to understand. This is all about three things. It's all about censorship, memory management, and direct behavioral control. And people need to understand that this is not going to go away. It's just going to get worse. And who's doing this to me? Well, 4 organizations, agencies behind it all. If you're American, Department of Defense, my former employer, provides all the money through their Black Ops projects, the Black Ops funding budgets. The National Security Agency provides all the top scientists. It is the Central Intelligence Agency and the Defense Intelligence Agency, that is CIA and the DIA, that provides all the handlers and the operators, etc. Those are the hive mind teams, contractors who work for private companies, defense contractors like Raytheon, who are heavily involved in this technology. Okay? Those are the ones that are directing the paradigm against targeted individuals. Those are the ones that are torturing you, targeting you with streams of electromagnetic energy. Okay, so a computer multiplexer routes the signal to a tower, satellite, or mobile platform. What is that signal? That signal is a stream of electromagnetic low-frequency waves specifically tuned to the mind control victim's brainwave signature, containing a hidden carrier frequency that interfaces. When I say interfaces, I'm talking about directed energy flashing, photons, okay? Interfaces with the nanotechnology in your body, in your brain. The nanotechnology adhering to the neurotransmitters in your brain speaks to and decodes those neurotransmitters. And that's how they're able to read your thoughts. That's how they're able to, after they can build a cognitive model of your brain, control your central nervous system. Every night they're killing me. They're a slow kill, soft kill, for the purposes of training, research, and development to determine how much trauma a person's body can take before he has congestive heart failure, stroke, etc. Okay? That Satan is the system they're using against me. It's called silent assassination through amplified neurons. Basically, they kill the victim, slow kill, soft kill the victim by amplification of brainwaves. But it's happening. It's happening right now to millions of people. Even if you're not actively targeted with this technology, they're still using it. If you're on social media, supercomputers are building profiles of you, of all of your habits, your composition habits and behaviors, likes and dislikes. They're building profiles of you for the purpose of this technology. If you're on social media, you're targeted. You're just not actively targeted. But the technology that's in my body is in your body. And every 318 million people in the United States of America been spraying this technology into the atmosphere for 25 years. Brian 2, Warsaw, Poland.